Okay. Yay. Hey, you know what? I'm really trying to do some time management here, Patsy.
Always busy.
But yeah, we've got we're ready to go, full force for 2017. And
Sounds like
this was exciting opportunity for me to kind of back up the new with an opportunity to celebrate you and your retirement. And just since I had everyone on the call, for everyone to have an opportunity to see you, ask questions, whatever. So I'm going to give you the floor. I also want to welcome Patsy's directors. Jennifer Soto, what country are you in?
Germany.
Germany.
Yeah, I'm eating my dinner, so you'll have to ignore me.
That's okay. That's okay. So welcome, everyone. Looks like we have about 15 of us on right now. So Patsy, if I'm going to give you the floor, and then we're going to open it up to questions. We really don't have an agenda here. I just thought it would be really fun for us all to come together.
okay. I saw Mara for a second there too. I don't know who else is on there, but anyway, when Donna and I talked briefly this morning, he said she wanted me to give some tips. So I guess this is my last training before I officially retire, and you know, I think you've all heard everything I have to say, but, you know, I guess we could say, are you passing it along to your team? So I will give you some tips. But, you know, I feel like for the last almost 25 years, it'll be 25 years in February, and I think for the last 25 years, I never really felt like I was selling. I mean, it was all about helping others, you know, sharing the opportunity, sharing you know, free products with our hosts, and you know, recipes and ideas with our guests and products. And but anyway, I always felt like it was about sharing, not so much about selling. And so one of the things I wanted to say to you is I look back at some of my business, and I realized that I had earned excellence in promoting direct. It used to be called promoting director, so I still call it that. What's it called? Leader points or something now, something like that. But it was promoting directors, and we only got points for promoting directors. And by the way, for the trip now, you get 6,000 points for promoting a director, which is pretty awesome. But anyway, I earned excellence in promoting directors 14 years. And then another 3 I earned promoting directors in Circle of Honor. So basically, that's 14, 15, 17 years out of my 24, I earned excellence in promoting directors. Anybody have any idea what that did for my business? Any comments? Basically, it's why I never dropped back a level. I never didn't get paid at my level. I always had an abundance of directors. I always had way more directors than I needed. And so my business wasn't hard because I wasn't struggling to stay at a level. You know, once I made executive, once I made senior executive, national, I was home free. So my suggestion to you would be to really work on promoting directors, because, you know, whether you want to be an executive or a senior executive or a national, you know, you set your own goal, but your team is going to be stronger if you have directors, just because, you know, Donna's got a fabulous team in all of you, and it's nice to be able to share ideas and get together with other directors, because then you're not running your business by yourself. Because I know that's a struggle when you're a director sometimes, is like doing the meetings and, you know, trying to decide on programs. So anyway, that's my one tip, is to really work on excellence in promoting directors. And then, is Karen Smith on the call by any chance?
I don't think Karen is on. I didn't see her name.
Okay. Well, I wanted to know, and Donna, can they respond or not? Or do you have to change?
Yeah, no, they can talk to you.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to know, can anybody on the call that's using the $100 basket just speak up and let me know if you're using the $100 basket?
I'm using it.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, definitely.
I use
I
it as
use
well.
it.
Yep.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad some of you commented. So the reason I asked about Karen was because a couple of years ago, I was talking to Karen Smith, and I don't remember if it was at a conference or when we got home from conference, but I told her about my $100 basket, and she's like, I've never heard of this. And I'm like, how could you not hear of this before? So I told her the whole thing, and she said, I can't believe I never heard of it. So recently we were talking, and she said, oh my gosh, it changed my business. So her show average is about $1,100 now. And her show average has been over $1,000 ever since she started using the $100 basket. So if you're not using it, I would suggest that you start. And I think I wanted to tell you the words because I've changed my words over the years in what I say at my shows. But I think it's all in the words and how you say it. So I was saying something to Donna. Donna came up and had lunch with me recently, and I was telling her the words, and she said, I never heard those words before. So I thought I would update my words. So basically, you know, towards the end of your show, it doesn't have to be the very end of your show, but you want to just say something like, hey, does anybody ever go to Target and you go to Target to get a toothbrush or a notebook for one of your kids, and when you leave, you have $100 in your basket? And most people will start shaking their head, and they'll start agreeing with me, or they'll start chatting with their neighbor. And so I let them chat, I let them agree with me, I let them talk if they want to say, well, yesterday this happened or that. And then I say, and I'm sure you guys all have Costco. If you don't have Costco, you have BJ's or Sam's or something. So then what I would say is, how about Costco? And then everyone starts to talk and say, are you kidding? It's usually $200 when I go to Costco, or sometimes $300. And so then I let them talk about that. And then I say, yeah, I went to Costco recently because there was a new recipe in the Rock Crock, and it called for white cheddar cheese. And everybody said, oh, Costco has the best white cheddar cheese. So I went to Costco and to get white cheddar cheese, and I came out with $200 in my basket. So, and then I say, this is the key, Pamper Chef parties are exactly like that. When you came here tonight, you probably thought you were going to spend about $25. But instead, I bet on your little stick-up notepad there, you have at least $100 in products marked on there. So, but unlike Costco and Target, I have a little gift basket here, and I call it Pick from Patsy's Pan. And then I pull things out of it, and I say, oh, these are all retired cookbooks. This one has Tres Leche cheesecake on, or Tres Leche trifle is absolutely fabulous. And then I say, you know, here's quick cut paring knives. They have a 3-year guarantee. And I'll kind of go through some of the things that are in there. And I say, the next thing I know you're going to ask is you're going to ask, what if I spend $200? And yes, if you spend $200, you get 2 picks. And if you spend $300, you can take as many picks out of the basket as you want. And my show average is $1,300. And I swear it's because I always have 12 to 15, I would say 12 to 14 people at my shows. And they all spend $100. Now, if every one of them doesn't spend $100, there might be some that spend, you know, $50 or $75, but then there's others that spend $150. So it still averages out. Oh, look who's folding your laundry. Hi there. We're stuck on their screen of you folding your laundry. Is everybody still on the call? Everybody's quiet. Okay.
What's he writing?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, and then I just have my basket there, and they come up and pick through it. And so that's it. Any questions about that?
You say, so for $100 it was 1 pick, and $200 it was 2 picks?
Uh-huh. And then I say, if you spend $300, you can pick out of there as many times as you want. And I do have people that spend $300. It's not often, but I do if they buy a couple of sets, you know, a Rock Crock set or you know, another set. Any questions?
So my question to Patsy was, so how many do they take when you say take as many as you want? And
They don't. The other night she took like 3 or 4, and it was my last party. And I had this whole stuffed pot. I didn't want any of it. I said, "Come on, just take as much as you want." No, that's a lot. I don't want to take everything out of you. I said, "I really don't care." And I pulled out a couple more things and gave them to her. So no, and I wouldn't care if they did. I mean, I buy the $1 cookbooks when they're on sale, when they cost 25 or 50 cents. And there's nothing that expensive in there. If the spices are starting to run out, expired, I'll put those in there. But usually it's quick cut paring knives, the dollar cookbooks, citrus peelers. And then the other thing I use that you might not have done, all those recipe cards we have from years and years of ordering recipe cards and not using them all. I sort them out and put like 10 assorted ones. And I tie them with a little ribbon, and I put those assorted recipe cards in there too, and they take that. So it really costs me nothing. Any questions? I would say if you're not doing it and your show average is not $1,000, try it. I know it'll go up.
I'll try it.
Good. I'm glad. Let's see, what other tip could I give you? On the, I've always done for fun and, I'll hold this up and see if you can see it. For a fun and successful party, let's see, does it say it here? For a fun and successful party, have 12 to 15 guests in attendance by inviting 40 plus. And so that goes on my host packets. I put the sticker. It's an actual sticker, and I put it on here on the front of the host packet. And I also put it on the back of the host packet. And then every time I talk to them, I talk about how fun and successful your party will be if you have 12 to 15 people there. Because everybody wants to have a fun and successful party. So I always talk about fun and successful 12 to 15, and just keep reiterating that. They still have to invite 40, but then you'll be happy when you have 12 to 15. And that also pays off. Again, I think that's why I have $1,000 show average, because if I have 12 people there, everybody spends $1,000, that comes out to $1,200. All right, let's see. Was there another tip? Oh, you guys all know this. But pass these on to your group. I mean, you might be doing these things, but are your consultants doing them? They'll be happy because their commission checks will be bigger, and you'll be happy because they'll feel successful. Okay, so the next one is, you all know that I talk about the food, fun, friends, free, and fresh ideas. And so to keep your parties excited, and keep your parties fun, if you're having fun and everybody else is having fun, when you're trying to get bookings and you're talking about, why don't you get your friends together and we'll cook some great recipes, and then you talk about the recipes and talk about getting the friends together. And then you're always sharing fresh ideas. There's the old green pepper one that has 3 lobes or 4 lobes, which one stands up, which one doesn't. All of those tips. If you're giving those tips, then people will leave your party saying, oh my gosh, I learned so many things at that party, and then they'll want to have one. So keep in mind that it's not always about free. I mean, free is one of the 5 F's, but it's not the only one. Hi, Amira. Were you going to make a comment?
What?
I said, you want to make a comment?
No, I don't know why I'm popping up. I think Donna's having fun playing with the screens or something.
Do you have any tips to add?
Whoever's talking will come up.
Oh, that's what it is. I love all of your tips, Patsy, and I think that speaking for your personal directors, we will definitely pass that on to our teams if we haven't already. I know that we play the constant line of repeat, so I swear and then you come down and they're like, I've never heard this before, but I promise you, we are teaching them. So you've got some great things to pass down. I'm excited.
Thank you. I think that was it, Donna. I don't think I had anything else in particular, except that I think Tracy's doing a fabulous job with the company, and she's got some great new officers that she's hired, and they're young, and they're excited. And I really think that the company's going in great places, and you're going to love the product. So if you didn't earn the $6,000 level this month, be sure, well, even if you did, be sure and earn that level next month, because you're going to get more and more products. And the products are phenomenal. So, but anyway, just keep up the good work, and believe in yourself and believe in the company, because it's awesome.
I have a question. What, can you tell us the tip about the peppers? I don't know what you're talking about.
When you buy green and red peppers, some of them have 4 lobes and some of them have 3 lobes. If you turn them over and look at the bottom, and if you want to stand them up and put dip in them, the one with the 4 lobes will stand up and the one with the 3 lobes won't. So we always say one's a male and one's a female. That's how you can tell the difference. And then when people say which one's a male and which one's a female, I never know what to say. So if somebody has the answer, you can say it.
Man has the extra part.
What?
The man has the extra part, so that's the 4-lobe one.
Okay. I hear everybody say different things, so it's kind of funny. All right, anybody else have any questions?
I actually do have a question, and I think I asked you this years ago, and it's been a long time, but really would be valuable. So you gave us the tip earlier to focus on developing leaders. So what would you say was maybe the key things that you did to develop leaders? Like, was there something in particular that just really stands out?
Yeah, I think mainly it was the camaraderie and promoting directors in teams, in groups. That's why I always earned it in, by promoting 4 or 5 or 6 at a time, because I got them together in groups. So whether it was around, and times have changed. There's all these programs out there now. There was no program. I did it by sitting around the kitchen table every Saturday morning with them. Or, whenever we met. But we met in person together. But you can do it with Zoom nowadays. And they always had to bring their prize drawing slips. I mean, simple, basic. Bring your prize drawing slips. I would go over their prize drawing slips with them. Just simple stuff. I remember Juanita, one of my directors, I remember her bringing this prize drawing slip, and I questioned her about it, and she'd given out the information, given the lady the information. I said, well, did you call her back, or what happened when you called her back? And she said, no, I didn't call her back. I'm afraid. Because, consultants are afraid to make these phone calls. And I said, you go home right now and you call her. You can't be afraid. You gave her the information. You can't just not call her. Nowadays we set an appointment to call back, but back then, I guess we weren't doing that. So anyway, she comes back to the next meeting, and she said, I called her, and the girl said, I'm so happy you called me. I've been sleeping with the information in my bed every night and showing it to my husband. So here's somebody that was so excited that she was sleeping with the information, and Juanita hadn't even called her back. So think about how many people that check yes on the prize drawing slip for information, and you might miss it, you don't give it to them, or you give it to them and you don't call them back. So, but anyway, those type of things came out when we sat together at the meeting. And then, Donna, the other thing was the fast track to director. And we had that twice a year at the lake house. And so that was really beneficial too. Of course, that was in the later years, but that was beneficial because they had that time together. So you could even do it at your house. If you had 4 or 5 people over and had them spend the night and do a fast track to director program, it was always 24 hours. We let them stay longer, but if you did a 24 hours at your house, if you can, that would work too. Does that answer your question?
I forgot about that. Isn't that terrible? Yeah, that's awesome.
And it doesn't have to be the lake house, it worked out that way, but just having them spend the night or bring sleeping bags or whatever if you have 4 or 5 people. But it's the camaraderie, and they all wanted to promote at the same time because they all wanted to go to conference. as directors. And back then we had 2 conferences, so it made it a little bit easier. We did fast track twice. So they either go to leadership and walk stage or they go to national walk stage. So it was easy to get groups of people to promote twice a year instead of just focused on once. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Anyone else have questions or comments for Miss Patsy? Patsy, do you want to say anything about, I know you sent out info about Beth.
Oh, well, I can explain that. With my retirement, Beth remains you remain in Beth's line exactly like you are now. So like Donna would be second line. And then one of Donna's directors, like Claire, would be second line to Beth. You stay in the same position. Beth doesn't benefit by you guys moving up. You stay exactly the same. She makes the same amount of money. The only thing that changes doesn't affect any of you. My personal team goes directly to Beth because they need to have a director, but you guys stay exactly where you are. So Beth is there for you to call if you need them, if you need anything. She's still your upline. It remains the same. Oh, and she's having a retreat. Beth is having a retreat. I mean, she always has a retreat, and she'll be inviting everybody. I think she usually sends it to me, and I send it out. But she does have good retreats. She has a lot of people in different lines that go to her retreats, and a lot of great people that share ideas. So I think it's in April sometime. Anything?
No, and I know you sent out information to us. I probably should send that out to my whole team too, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just thank you for joining us today. I mean, does anyone else have some questions for Patsy or any kind of question? This is your chance. she's like in a world of knowledge, and I'm sure we can always tap into it from time to time.
More pepper tips, more tips.
Yes. You guys should have a phone call, a Zoom call. You guys need to have a Zoom call where you just share ideas, ideas about, I mean, even cracking an egg. I remember one time I was making a frittata and the girl was cracking it on the side of a stainless steel bowl. And I said, and the lady was like my age, and I said, that's not the correct way to crack an egg. And she said, what are you talking about? I said, you do it on the countertop, because then it doesn't get shells in it. It'll crack, and you can open it up. But when you do it on the side of a bowl, it all splinters. And she's like, oh my God, I never knew that. So it's just, if you're knowledgeable and I never have time to watch cooking shows, but that's one of my goals now that I'm retired. I'm going to watch cooking shows. But you can go online and look for tips. But tips about onions, tips about garlic. I can't even think of any right now. I'm sure you have some, Donna. I have to think.
Yeah, but wasn't there a website that you used to tell us about back then?
Yeah. But most of them are just in my head. Like cheese is, when you grate your own cheese, it stays fresher longer. The cellulite in the bag of cheese, pull out a bag of cheese, and talking about how crushed garlic in the jar is packed in formaldehyde, and just silly little things like that. They just really appreciate it. And then tips on how to use our products. And people say, oh, I never thought about using the apple wedger to slice down a cucumber and get 10 cucumber sticks. People are like, oh my gosh, I've had that apple wedger forever, and I've never used anything except apples. And I'm like, you're kidding me. You don't use it on potatoes or pears or whatever. And they just love the tips.
Yeah, and they still do. And you know what? They love it on virtual shows too. And so it's really interesting. Those people that are doing well with virtual business have a ton of tips and recipes built in, and not so much selling. And they are the ones who are successful. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, always just keep in mind, talk about food, and then fun with your friends, fresh ideas, and then also, of course, the free products. But keep in mind that some people might have a small kitchen and don't like to cook, but they love the idea of getting their friends together, and you're going to help them have fun with that. So.
Yeah.
But I want to compliment the Landy team for doing so well, and you guys are growing by leaps and bounds, and it's amazing. So congratulations, and I'm going to miss all you guys.
Yeah, we're going to miss you. Congratulations to all of your team. I know this has been just a great year for everyone, so I hope all of my sister directors. I know you guys all had some great years as well. And I am personally also looking forward to an incredible 2017. So with Tracy's leadership and all of the new exciting changes at home office, I think it's going to be fun, but it's not going to be as fun without you, Miss Patsy.
Well, call me, I'm still here.
Patsy's my, I can't tell you what I want to say, but she's the person I call whenever, and you know what that means. So definitely my Pampered Chef BFF, and I certainly am going to miss you.
Okay.
A lot, but I thank you for your dedication, your passion, all that you've done for all of us. We love you.
All right, thank you. Have a great day. Happy New Year. And Donna, you're going to record this and send it out? You'll send it out?
I'll send it.
Okay. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.